I know you use synthetic on your engine, but do you really understand what it's doing? Mechanics won't tell you this about synthetic oil, and most drivers have no clue. Studies show 60% of engines fail early due to poor oil choices, not driving habits. Today, I'm exposing the myths, the lies, and I'll reveal the brands I trust to actually protect your engine. To make it easy to follow, I've divided this video into sections so we can break down each part of the truth step by step. From what synthetic oil really is to the additive game, oil change intervals, and even what I personally use in my own cars. Section 1. Demystifying synthetic motor oil. The facts behind the claims many drivers assume synthetic oil is some kind of super advanced elixir that turns an ordinary engine into an unbreakable machine. In reality, it's simply a lubricant that's been carefully formulated and processed to deliver more reliable performance when faced with high temperatures and heavy loads. The key advantage over traditional conventional oil lies in the consistency of its molecular structure. Conventional oils feature a mix of irregular, varying length hydrocarbon chains extracted from crude petroleum, which can lead to inconsistent flow and quicker degradation. Synthetics, however, are built with more uniform molecules, allowing superior lubrication, greater resistance to thermal breakdown, and better handling of both scorching heat and freezing cold. That said, the world of synthetic oils is far from uniform. The American Petroleum Institute divides base oils into 5 primary groups, and knowing these distinctions helps cut through the advertising noise. Groups 1 and 2 are derived from crude oil through standard refining. Group 2 is cleaner and more reliable than the older Group I. Group 3 involves intensely processed petroleum that's been hydrocracked and purified to achieve high performance levels. So much so that in the United States, it's permitted to carry the full synthetic label, despite starting as mineral oil. This is the foundation for many affordable synthetics on the market today. True chemical synthesis begins with Group 4, which uses polyalphaolefin, PEO, bases created from precisely engineered molecules. These provide exceptional resistance to oxidation, outstanding thermal stability, and minimal volatility even under severe stress. Group V includes niche bases like esters or polyalkylene glycols, often costly and reserved for specialized applications such as high-performance racing, aviation, or extreme industrial uses. When you select a bottle labeled full synthetic, there's a good chance it relies heavily on Group 3 stock enhanced with additives. You're often paying a premium for the branding and perception of superiority, rather than a groundbreaking formula that guarantees dramatically longer engine life. Section 2. How marketing has reshaped the meaning of synthetic. The oil industry has mastered the art of stretching definitions to boost profits, and few terms have been more flexible than synthetic. What started as a clear distinction has become blurred, allowing companies to charge significantly more for products that may not justify the markup. In the late 1990s, a high-profile dispute arose when one major brand, using genuine PO-based Group 4 oil, challenged another for switching to highly refined Group 3 bases while keeping the full synthetic claim. The advertising oversight body ruled in favor of the Group 3 product, declaring that the extensive processing qualified it as synthetic for marketing purposes. This decision opened the floodgates. Soon, most manufacturers shifted toward cheaper Group 3 bases for their mainstream synthetic lines, relying on robust additive packages to meet performance specs. Today, flashy terms like ultimate protection, extended performance, supreme, or high-mileage formula dominate shelves, creating the impression of cutting-edge technology. In practice, these often involve minor tweaks to viscosity, boosted detergents, or enhanced friction modifiers, differences that rarely translate to noticeable real-world benefits for average drivers. Independent comparisons, including teardown analyses of engines run on budget-friendly synthetics versus ultra-premium options, frequently show little variance in wear patterns or deposit buildup under typical operating conditions. The industry thrives on selling reassurance. Drivers feel proactive and protected by choosing the priciest option, even if the engine would thrive just as well on a quality oil meeting the required specifications. What truly matters most is maintaining the correct viscosity grade, regular changes with a dependable filter, and avoiding contaminants. Much of the hype around premium synthetics is crafted to drive sales, not to deliver proportional gains in durability or efficiency. Savvy owners who look beyond the packaging can save money without compromising their vehicle's longevity. Section 3. Realistic oil change intervals. Why extended drains can backfire. Advertisements touting synthetic oil's ability to last 10,000, 15,000, or even 20,000 miles sound appealing. Fewer shop visits, lower long-term costs, and the allure of advanced engineering. Manufacturers push these figures to highlight the benefits of their premium products and to make vehicles seem low maintenance. However, everyday driving rarely matches the controlled lab conditions used for those claims. Real-life factors like idling in heavy traffic, frequent short trips that prevent full warm-up, exposure to dust or humidity, and varying loads introduce contaminants far faster than ideal highway cruising. Synthetic oils do excel at resisting viscosity breakdown and oxidation compared to conventional types, but they can eliminate the buildup of soot, fuel residues, moisture, or abrasive particles. Over time, these pollutants overwhelm even the best detergents and dispersants. Engine inspections after prolonged intervals often reveal issues. Thickened sludge coating critical components like timing chains or variable valve timing actuators, lacquer buildup on pistons and valves, and restricted oil passages leading to starved lubrication. Engines designed for hundreds of thousands of miles can develop premature wear patterns much sooner when drains are stretched too far. A practical guideline for most vehicles, even with quality full synthetics, is 5,000 to 7,500 miles under mixed conditions. Short-trip commuters, those in polluted urban areas, extreme weather zones, or with older engines prone to blow-by should lean toward the shorter end, perhaps 3,000 to 5,000 miles. The oil's base stability provides a buffer, but contamination is the real enemy. Pairing it with a high-efficiency filter maximizes protection. Treating oil changes as essential preventive care rather than an optional chore delayed by bold marketing promises is the surest way to achieve maximum engine life. Section 4. Scenarios where synthetic oil is truly essential. Synthetic oil isn't a universal requirement for many older or lightly stressed engines. A good conventional or blend performs adequately, but in specific modern designs and demanding conditions, its superior properties become non-negotiable for preserving performance and avoiding costly repairs. Turbocharged engines top the list. The turbo spins at staggering speeds while bathed in exhaust heat that can push oil temperatures far beyond normal levels. Conventional oils thin out rapidly, lose film strength, and form deposits that choke turbo bearings. Synthetics maintain viscosity, cool effectively, and resist coking, safeguarding the turbo from failure. Gasoline direct injection (GDI) systems, now common for efficiency gains, inject fuel straight into the combustion chamber. This skips the traditional fuel wash over intake valves, allowing carbon deposits to accumulate quickly. Synthetics typically include stronger detergent packages that combat this buildup better, helping prevent power loss and misfires. Extreme climates demand synthetics too. In bitterly cold regions, they pour freely at startup, minimizing dry start when conventional oil turns sluggish. In scorching deserts, during prolonged towing or aggressive driving, synthetics stay thick enough to cushion bearings under intense heat and load without breaking down. Heavy-duty use, hauling trailers, off-road adventures, or track days, generates sustained high stress. Uniform synthetic molecules provide better shear stability and a robust lubricating film, protecting crankshafts, cams, and pistons where conventional options might falter. The bottom line: consult your owner's manual. If the factory specifies synthetic, common in most post-2010 vehicles with turbos, GDI, or tight tolerances, follow it religiously. Engineers selected it to match the engine's design parameters, not to upsell. Substituting cheaper conventional oil in these cases risks accelerated wear, voided warranties, and expensive fixes down the road. For qualifying engines, synthetic isn't luxury. It's engineered insurance against the rigors of modern motoring. Section 5. The hidden power of additives. What manufacturers downplay. One of the least discussed aspects of motor oil is the crucial role played by additives, yet they're the components that truly determine how well your lubricant safeguards the engine. The base oil provides the foundation, but without a carefully engineered additive package, even the most advanced synthetic would fall short in real-world protection. Understanding these key ingredients reveals why some oils outperform others, even when they share similar base stocks. Detergents are essential for neutralizing acids and scrubbing away carbon deposits, soot, and varnish that accumulate on pistons, valves, and internal surfaces. Strong detergents prevent restricted oil galleries and maintain cleaner operation, particularly vital in engines prone to buildup from direct fuel injection or repeated cold starts and short drives. Dispersants complement this by holding insoluble contaminants, such as blow-by gases, fuel residues, and moisture, in suspension, stopping them from clumping into harmful sludge that can settle in the oil pan or clog passages. Anti-wear agents, notably zinc dialkyl dithiosphate, commonly abbreviated ZP, create a sacrificial barrier on high-pressure contact points like camshaft lobes, lifters, and bearings. This layer absorbs extreme loads to prevent metal scarring. Many newer formulations have lowered ZDP levels to extend catalytic converter life and comply with stricter emissions rules, which can leave classic or high-performance flat-tappet engines vulnerable without specialized oils. Friction modifiers fine-tune internal drag for better fuel efficiency and smoother operation, while viscosity index improvers, polymeric molecules, expand at high temperatures to preserve oil thickness and contract in the cold for easier pumping. Additional components include antioxidants to combat oxidation, corrosion inhibitors to shield against rust and acidic byproducts, and pour-point depressants that ensure flowability in freezing conditions. The reality many overlook is that additive quality and concentration vary dramatically across brands and price tiers. Budget options often skimp on these sophisticated chemicals, relying on basic blends that meet minimum API certifications but lack long-term robustness. Premium formulations invest in proven, balanced packages that deliver superior cleaning, wear resistance, and stability without fanfare. Flashy labels promise miracles, but it's the unseen chemistry inside that quietly determines whether your engine stays pristine for hundreds of thousands of miles or begins deteriorating prematurely. Savvy drivers prioritize oils backed by independent testing and real-world evidence over marketing claims alone. Section 6. Debunking the dangers of mixing oils. Facts versus fear. A persistent misconception circulates that combining synthetic and conventional motor oils will trigger immediate catastrophe, like gelling or component seizure. This outdated myth causes unnecessary anxiety, but the evidence shows compatibility is generally excellent in modern formulations. In an emergency, such as low oil levels during a road trip, adding a different type or even brand to top off is perfectly safe and won't cause sudden failure. Both categories adhere to the same industry standards, ensuring their base stocks and additives blend without violent reactions. However, consistent long-term mixing isn't recommended for optimal performance. Each oil is engineered with a precise synergy among its additives. Detergents might compete, dispersants could dilute, or anti-wear films form less effectively when chemistries overlap unpredictably. Over multiple fill-ups, this subtle imbalance can slightly diminish overall protection, though dramatic issues are rare. Viscosity differences pose another consideration. Blending a thin 0W20 with a thicker 5W40 alters the resulting grade, potentially affecting cold flow characteristics or high-temperature film strength in subtle ways that modern engines usually tolerate. From extensive shop observations, occasional top-offs with mismatched oil cause no measurable harm, provided a full drain and refill with a single match product follows at the next service interval. This restores the intended additive harmony and viscosity precision. For those curious about specific grades, exploring comparisons like 0W20 versus 5W30 reveals how thinner multi-viscosity oils enhance fuel economy and startup protection in contemporary designs, while thicker options suit older or heavily modified engines. Choosing based on manufacturer recommendations and operating conditions ensures the best balance of flow, pressure, and durability. Section 7. The overlooked hero. Why your oil filter matters more than you think. Even the finest synthetic oil becomes ineffective if paired with a subpar filter, turning premium maintenance into a false sense of security. Countless engine teardowns expose the consequences: accelerated wear, contaminated internals, and costly damage traceable not to the lubricant, but to inadequate filtration. A quality oil filter performs multiple vital functions beyond simply trapping debris. It must capture tiny abrasive particles down to micron levels using dense, high-capacity media, maintain consistent bypass and flow rates under varying pressures, and incorporate reliable anti-drainback valves to retain oil in the upper engine during shutdowns, preventing dry starts that grind components. Inferior filters cut costs with flimsy paper elements that tear or collapse, weak springs that allow bypass of unfiltered oil, or faulty seals that leak contaminants directly into the circulation path. These shortcuts introduce grit that scores bearings, polishes cylinder walls, and builds varnish on critical parts. Superior designs employ advanced synthetic or blended media for greater efficiency and dirt-holding capacity, robust construction with silicone anti-drainback valves, and precision threading for secure installation. The modest upcharge, often just a few dollars, translates to dramatically cleaner oil over extended intervals and reduced risk of premature failure. Real-world examples abound. Vehicles running expensive synthetics, yet suffering sludge accumulation because bargain filters bypassed debris or failed structurally. Switching to reputable brands with proven internals resolve the issues, preserving engine health without altering the oil choice. Ultimately, the filter stands as the gatekeeper between clean lubrication and destructive contamination. Neglecting it undermines even the best oil investment. Prioritizing proven, high-quality filters alongside appropriate oil selection forms the cornerstone of genuine long-term engine protection, a small upfront decision that routinely prevents massive repair bills down the line. Section 8. Navigating synthetic oil in high-mileage and vintage engines with substantial mileage or from earlier eras present unique challenges when considering a switch to synthetic lubricants, based on years of hands-on experience with vehicles surpassing 200,000 miles. The shift can sometimes uncover latent issues that remained hidden under conventional oil. The culprit isn't the synthetic itself, but its superior detergent properties, which effectively dissolve accumulated varnish, sludge, and deposits built up over decades. This cleaning action benefits fresh or low-mileage power plants by keeping internals spotless from the start. However, in seasoned engines, it may dislodge seals and gaskets that have become brittle or slightly compromised, allowing minor seepage where none existed before. Owners frequently report fresh drips appearing shortly after the conversion, mistakenly attributing damage to the new oil. In truth, the thinner, more fluid synthetic simply reveals pre-existing where that thicker mineral-based oils had temporarily sealed through viscosity and residue buildup. Thermal cycling plays a role too. Synthetics promote more consistent expansion and contraction of components, which can stress aged rubber components that have lost elasticity. This doesn't imply avoiding synthetics altogether. Rather, it calls for a thoughtful approach to integration. Specialized high-mileage synthetic variants address this precisely by incorporating seal-swelling additives and conditioners that rejuvenate dried-out gaskets, O-rings, and valve stems, minimizing the risk of leaks while delivering modern protection. A gradual introduction often works wonders. Over several service intervals, blend increasing ratios of synthetic with the existing conventional oil. This phased flushing gently removes old deposits without overwhelming the system, allowing seals to adapt progressively. Additive profiles in high-mileage formulas typically feature elevated levels of detergents for ongoing cleanup, plus boosted anti-wear compounds like higher ZEP concentrations to fortify bearings and cams against the increased blow-by and contamination common in worn engines. These enhancements help sustain oil pressure, reduce consumption, and curb further deposit formation. Brand reputation matters immensely. Opt for established products with documented performance in extended use scenarios, avoiding generic or overly hyped options lacking real-world validation. Equally vital is filtration. Older engines generate more particulates from ring wear and combustion byproducts, demanding robust filters with high dirt-holding capacity and efficient media to prevent accelerated abrasion. In essence, synthetics excel in high-mileage applications when introduced mindfully, leveraging their flow characteristics and stability to extend usability far beyond what conventional oils allow. Monitor closely during the transition, check for leaks, consumption, and pressure, and pair with premium filtration for optimal results. Done right, this upgrade can breathe new life into a veteran engine without unnecessary drama. Section 9. My personal choices for vehicle maintenance. When it comes to the vehicles I drive daily, I stick to regimens backed by consistent reliability and observed performance across numerous similar engines. For my everyday commuter, a 2018 Toyota Camry, I rely on Mobil 1 Extended Performance Full Synthetic in 5W30 viscosity. Services occur religiously every 6,000 miles, ensuring fresh lubricant before any degradation sets in. This is complemented by the Mobil 1 M1-102A Extended Performance Filter, renowned for its synthetic media that captures finer particles. Durable construction capable of handling high pressures and compatibility with prolonged intervals, delivering unwavering oil pressure, reduced startup wear, and thorough contaminant removal. In one of my classics, a 2005 Honda Accord now at 180,000 miles, the go-to is Valvoline high-mileage full synthetic 5W30. Its formulation includes dedicated seal conditioners to maintain flexibility in aging components, alongside a fortified additive suite that combats wear in higher mileage setups. I always match it with a Fram Ultra Synthetic filter, which boasts dual-layer synthetic media for exceptional efficiency, superior dirt holding over long runs, and features tailored for engines producing elevated debris, keeping internals cleaner and extending component life noticeably. My workhorse, a 2020 Ford F-150 equipped with the 3.5L EcoBoost twin-turbo, runs on Royal Purple high-performance, full synthetic 5W30. This choice shines under the intense thermal loads, boost pressures, and shear forces unique to turbocharged applications, providing robust film strength and resistance to breakdown. Paired exclusively with the Motorcraft FL500S filter, the OEM spec unit with pressure relief features, steel construction for rust resistance, and precise media designed to Ford's exacting standards, it ensures no compromises in flow or bypass protection, even during demanding hauls or hot conditions. These selections aren't driven by trends or aggressive advertising. They're rooted in teardown inspections, oil analyses, and real-mile accumulation showing minimal wear, stable pressures, and clean internals. I prioritize proven engineering over novelty, focusing on viscosity compliance, additive balance, and filtration synergy. Synthetic oils offer genuine advantages when applied knowledgeably, but misinformation can lead to poor decisions. Armed with these insights, maintain your vehicle diligently. The rewards in longevity and reliability are substantial. If these details prove useful, consider liking, sharing, or following for more straightforward, experience-based automotive guidance.